Welcome to the first Filipino time panel. I'm Ferds, this is Francis.
Hi.
And we're joined by Paolo and Bianca. So Francis had a question for Paolo.
Yeah, a couple, and the first, this is gonna be our first lightning round.
Yeah, lightning round.
Where's the
top of my answer.
lightning round? Lightning round. There you go. Lightning
Friends,
round.
I like the Friends, the quote there, right?
Yep.
There you go. The lightning round. There you go. So, I'm gonna throw. We are gonna throw a bunch of questions at you guys, and we will try our best not to break you up, but we will try our best to make this entertaining. So no promises, no promises in between. So
There you go.
first one, we'll go back to if you were stuck on an island,
Right.
stranded. What one watch would you wear or keep, and why?
Right. So, well, if I remember my answer earlier, right? As I
Sure.
said, actually, top of mind would have been the deep sea.
Okay,
Um,
because it's indestructible.
It is indestructible, right? And then we babbled on about Top Gear and
Yeah,
Batman,
that's
right?
right.
No, but it is indestructible. I don't know why. Because I really imagine myself swimming so long, so far, and you know,
And so deep, and so deep. Yeah, you're gonna
Because
go
it's not like
all the
I'm
way
on an
down.
island, right? I'm at the beach, and I'm gonna bring, let's say, my moon face. It's like, it's not. It can't swim in the damn thing.
Yeah, but I love how you want to try to actually swim versus just like eat it and like wait for somebody to save you and like bribe them
Operative
to like get
version.
you.
Try.
Try.
Use the watch.
But that's why there's a tribe, and if in case I don't make it, right? Someday, and I die, I drown.
But the watch will make
The
it.
watch will make it, right? Because it is the deep sea, the James Cameron.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
so Bianca, as someone who has saved his watch before you saved him,
That's a great story. That's a great story.
so
Sorry.
it sounds like you would know exactly what you're talking about. So,
Right,
what
right.
watch should he have worn?
Well, at that time?
Well, either
oh,
one.
right. Sorry, at that time?
Desert Island, Desert Island,
Or a desert island and-
yeah, let's just say Desert Island. What watch should he have worn? And tell me why he's an idiot.
The one you're not allowed to touch.
What watch is that?
Whoa!
Which watch is that?
No, just certain NOS pieces. That's it. No, really. Just,
I don't even know where they are, so.
So there, okay. Just
I
for,
didn't
okay,
hit them.
for all you out there who would not really get where we're going with this, so apparently Bianca has a couple of watches that she's not allowed to touch.
but she owns them.
I
Don't get
own
me
them.
wrong.
They're in a box.
They're in a
and
box.
I have
Nos.
somebody, well, I have him to actually hold them.
Present
for
the
me.
box with gloves. No, I'm
No,
not
not
doing
with
gloves.
gloves, not with gloves, but like-
but she does ask me, is it okay if I see my watch? I was like, yeah, of course. I'll
That
take it
doesn't
Just
count
stare
as
at it,
her watch.
Look
Yeah.
at it.
It is because she
Ownership
paid
but no
for her
possession.
own-
Okay, do you agree?
Yeah, I paid for it.
She
I own it.
She owns it.
So
But
only
I'd
on
rather-
technicality.
No, but at the same time, it's because she's also scared of her own clumsiness at times. So
Yeah.
it's not like she gets so excited. Oh, it's so nice! It's like, oh,
Like,
I dropped it. You know,
I don't
it's
want to
like-
devalue it,
So
so,
all of a
it's,
sudden
like,
it's like-
I'd rather blame somebody if something happens.
Okay,
But then
smart.
it's-
So
yeah.
she's transferring.
There you go.
She's transferring the responsibility
To
to
you.
me.
Ah,
And,
there
know,
you go.
In the insurance business, that's pretty good. That's like free insurance for her, so to speak, right? So that's she's a very business-minded person, which is really
Okay,
good. She
but
transfers-
okay, fine. But was it your decision to not touch the watch?
No, it was his decision.
Ah.
It was his decision.
Sorry, man.
I thought it was yours.
No, it was
Oh,
his.
here we go. Here we
It
go.
was his, but then he was
Alright.
like, oh, but can I at least just touch it? And then he's like, okay, just touch it, but don't remove it from the box. Just be careful. And then suddenly I don't trust myself around it because then he puts that in my mind, right? Because
Oh!
but then
Right?
Wow.
Deception.
Deception.
Devious.
So, yeah, but it actually works because I'd rather not do anything wrong with it. So it's
You've been
it
brainwashed
worked, yeah.
well.
Yeah, I know. I know.
My young Padawan. So those are two questions. How about you guys?
No, go ahead. Feel free to ask questions first.
What's the one watch you'd also want? Let's say, or not one that you'd want to be stuck with on a desert island.
Okay, I always figured it would be like some Navy SEAL, just rugged, wouldn't break.
Right.
But actually, now that you think about it, I will probably die on that island. you.
At least I tried with my deep sea, right? On Sunday, right?
So I was thinking, what image do I want to project on my on my death? On my death. and so it would be a Paul Newman, just
It
because
really would,
because they would say that's a guy who was a race car driver. and there's a guy who is completely unnecessarily wearing a priceless watch on a desert island. What idiot is this
You have to
guy?
definitely say he's dead, but at least he's wearing a Paul Newman.
Exactly. So thanks to your answer, I've changed mine. It was gonna be some kind of tactical G-Shock or whatever. No,
Right.
no, it's gonna be a Paul Newman now. So people say, look at this idiot. Decided to wear Paul Newman to a freaking desert island.
How about you, Ferds?
I'm gonna cheat.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh no! Don't say it. Don't say it.
Which?
No, I'm just wondering. There's one. And it's like, yeah, how come I didn't think about it? But after
No. It'll. If I'm gonna die with it,
Right.
it better be an important piece to me.
All right.
Okay.
So I do have that 1655.
Yes.
That's from my great grandfather.
Oh, nice.
I got married with it
Yeah.
and everything. So if I'm gonna go out, that is the only watch I'd be wearing.
Boring answer.
That's
I know.
yeah. That's not entertaining whatsoever.
I need brownie points.
She's right there. Right.
She's
She's not even looking or listening.
I know.
He needs somebody to bury him, at least.
That's true.
So at least when he has that watch, right? It's
Right.
a
Well,
brownie point.
we know that would be her job for you.
Probably take the watch for her. Which is what she did. I was on the floor. Fucking removes the watch.
Pretending to like steal it from him, seeing if there's a reaction, but no.
So you know he's passed out.
He's passed out.
Okay,
I was
for
just
sure.
I was so
For
fast. I
sure.
don't remember anything. But I'll show you guys later.
Okay, okay. What you said?
wait,
You had a watch in mind, and none of us said it. So what was
Yeah,
it?
you know what I was thinking
Yeah.
about it? Dude, we're stuck in a freaking desert island. Why don't we use the Breitling emergency thing? Why the GPS one.
Yeah,
that one.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
emergency.
it's
Like,
like
yeah, right.
yeah.
Signal. Like, why
Because
don't
we're
we do that?
stupid.
Yeah, we're exactly. We wanted to swim
it is.
500 miles.
We wanna look
What
cool,
do
we wanna look
right? Exactly. He goes, I want to be a wannabe race car driver.
No, please. I already figured I'm not gonna survive. I'm a city boy. I'm not built to survive in the wild.
We could have really chosen that Breitling. There's like a fee, right? If you like accidentally turn it on, like $100,000.
Okay, what happens?
$3,000.
Okay, fine. You pull it, they save you. What happens if you spend $100,000? Just give them the watch back?
No.
Hey,
you
man,
have to
here's
pay-
your watch back.
Because
That's
like
it.
they send out like a team, right? So you have
Sure.
to pay for the cost. So I mean, you know.
Sure,
the
but I'm sure they'll
black-
save you for
Well,
it.
they could probably-
They're gonna show up there and say, hey man, where's $100,000?
I just have this watch.
No,
seriously.
upfront, right? Yeah, probably not up front, but like after you get your name.
So what happens if you can't pay for it?
I don't know. Sue you? I don't know. We're gonna
You already have
We'll
it.
sign you back.
we're gonna do a very American thing and we'll sue you because it's Breitling anyway, right? I'm sorry. I'll sue you.
It's very American.
America.
All right. Next question.
Next question.
Or Bianca, go. You go.
Yeah, us
I
three
got-
watch geeks. We'll like ask any question.
When is the right time to actually give a woman a watch?
Ooh, good one.
Like,
See,
you
we're
can't
asking
just like,
stupid things and she had the intelligent question.
I mean, for the girls out there, right? I mean,
Okay.
if you know
You're
that
asking
this
us
guy
what
is
we
the
think?
one. Well, yeah, what
You're
you guys
asking us what we
Like,
think, and then you're gonna tell us we're all idiots.
Well, no, it's not. I'm not gonna be the judge of that, right?
It'll be our wives to be the judge of that.
Right away. Right away.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay.
When you give a woman, just any woman, or like,
okay.
like what's
Don't
like,
you be
okay,
doing out women
girls
watches
first,
from
right?
random women,
Right,
okay?
that's what I mean, right?
Probably like a
other.
girlfriend.
Significant
Girlfriend.
other.
Yeah, it's about a girlfriend at least.
Significant
Right?
other.
Okay, significant other.
It's not like a, here's a watch. You want to be my girlfriend kind of thing. Well, I heard for some people it works.
Oh, okay.
Right, but but
Okay, for
Some
something
people.
and that does not mean me. Not at all. But you may or may not know these people.
People started tagging people.
Right?
So we've managed to turn her intelligent question
Into something stupid and mundane. No, but you could start first.
Oh, you first.
When is the right time to give a woman a watch?
Yeah.
I'm the boring guy. Right?
Okay.
So I
She
don't.
doesn't know how to.
What?
No, go on. Sorry.
Oh, I only gave my wife a watch after we got married.
There you
So I don't believe in flamboyant gifts.
Right.
And I don't really have the budget for it. So.
Fair enough.
Hey man, it could be like Seiko, you know, it doesn't have to be expensive.
Could still be.
Or are we talking about expensive watches?
Well, not in general though.
So just watch
Because
it.
like all
Not
of a sudden
cheap,
it's like Seiko and then you're giving a GS pala, right?
Oh, okay.
Then it
sorry.
said that's
okay. Fine.
Yeah, I don't
SKX.
know.
Let's say the SKX.
SKX.
Yeah.
So the SKX would be like in the range
10 grand or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it 10
10
grand. So we're talking about maybe what, 100 grand and above, like that, or
Well, nothing in particular, no.
Okay.
But then like
Just a
something
watch.
not
Significant.
cheap, not expensive,
Yeah.
but like
Significant.
You know, significant.
Yeah.
You know, something that's something that you would want her to keep.
well,
also.
the first watch I gave my wife was, we were already married. It was the first birthday we celebrated as husband and wife. Her birthday.
Oh, that's nice.
And yeah, that was it. Let's just not talk about how the story ended.
Sorry.
with that watch, my wife and I are still happily married. With that watch is what I meant. But that was the first time I gave her a watch. It was Oyster Perpetual, women's watch, blue dial, stainless steel.
That's very nice.
Yeah, very simple but very
Very classy.
yeah. And you know, it's actually with
With my wife.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's still,
really?
still in the family.
Yeah, in the
At
family.
least
So
it's in the family.
it actually was mom's watch.
Yes.
Mom's
So.
watch. So it's
Yeah.
kind of got passed down.
Yeah,
So it's got a lot of sentimental value.
Of course.
Yeah, and so my wife, she's not a big watch person. She's more of a
Right.
jewelry person.
Right.
She has a Cartier,
Right.
very very nice watch. And I figured, you know what, I'm gonna get her first Rolex, right? And so I got that for her in her. It would have been her 32nd birthday, I believe, or 31st birthday. 31st birthday. Unfortunately, not too long after, we kind of hit on hard times and we had to sell it. But because it was a family, it was
Right,
our,
right.
our mother's watch. So my brother stepped in to save my ass for that one.
There you go.
And so it's with Tanya, and it's not a totally sad story, you know, anything
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, when you said, I do wish she had kept it,
Right.
but at the same time, you know what?
Yeah, you'd always have that piece that you'd wish you'd keep, right? But
Yeah,
at least for
always.
your case, it's
Within the
family.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. So
Because
it's
like
much-
for me, there's a piece that I really don't know where it went. I don't know who went to anymore.
I see. Yeah, that's the worst part, right?
Yeah.
That's the worst
Yeah.
part. Especially when it has sentimental value. That's
Right,
the worst
right,
thing,
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so we answered.
Well, the first watch I gave you, at least it was Christmas. It was a Christmas but we've been dating for a while at that time already. So I decided let's try to get her into watches. So I mean it's coming from me.
Ah, so
Right?
self-serving.
So it was not only self-serving, but at the
I totally
same
get
time, but
I totally get it.
no, but I gave her a what's this? The Speedmaster, the reduced.
Oh, very
Speedmaster.
nice. Yeah,
With
very
a
nice.
blue Japan only dial.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yes, which we can talk about some other time. Which
Yeah.
is, that's
You're
one-
allowed to wear that one, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Just checking. Just
Yeah, but you
checking.
see, but that's the thing. But she doesn't want to wear it too often, also.
Because
So
I
she'd
walk a
rather-
lot
yeah.
on the streets
She
or
might
like
Okay.
bang it or
Sure,
something.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just on the side, which we can bring in some other time. But it was a Christmas gift. When is it the right time? It really is if you feel that it is the right time. For me, I felt that it was the right time, so I'm not gonna.
Good answer.
Right? I think very safe answer, right? Safe, right?
You're good, man. You're good.
Safe answer. Any regrets of selling a watch or letting
Regrets
go
of
of
selling a
a
watch?
watch? Or not
Ooh.
getting a watch?
Actually, you met Kermit earlier, right?
Yeah.
And then he was saying that he doesn't really sell his watches.
Right.
I'm a little bit the same.
Right.
Because like him, most of my watches are very sentimental pieces.
Right.
So that one from my great grandfather,
Right.
stuff from my dad, things like that. The only watch I've ever really sold, I sold back to the owner.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, there you go.
It's over there.
Which
That's
she has
perfect.
today.
It's over there.
Watches that I wish I had bought.
Right.
Again, not really.
Right.
Not really. I love watches. I'd love to consider myself a collector, but no, not really.
Right.
But for me, there's a lot of emotion tied to these pieces. So it's important for me if it has a nice emotional tie.
Right.
So I take a long time
Yeah.
to decide to purchase anything,
Oh yeah.
and they have to be something to me.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a piece that I've been looking at since like November.
Is
I
it
keep
still
going
there?
back,
And it's
keep
still
going
there,
back, and it's
please.
still there.
Okay.
It's still
keep
there.
going back,
Waiting for him.
There you go.
but I can't pull that trigger because it doesn't.
it's not talking to you.
It's
yet?
not talking yet.
Right.
Not yet.
I understand.
Yeah.
Watches that I regret selling. Unlike him, I do cycle through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I have a 5-year-old,
Yeah.
and I have a very restrictive, budget-wise hobby of racing. So
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot to play with in terms of in terms of budget. So for me to go into a new piece, I normally would
Right.
have to let go of one or
yeah.
more, depending on
Right.
what piece it went. No real regrets. Like there are some watches I miss.
Yeah.
I miss my blue bullhead.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
That was a really cool watch, but I sold it because I was funding the Speedmaster I
Right.
bought back from my brother.
There you go.
And so that is actually really a very interesting history for me anyway, the blue bullhead. Racing trivia,
Yeah.
apparently, supposedly it was worn by, or an example of that was worn by race car driver Ayrton Senna.
Oh, did he?
So supposedly there's no real evidence, but it's a cool story to say, oh, I have Ayrton Senna's watch.
Yeah, it's,
right?
it's like a McQueen with the one.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
exactly,
Right.
exactly, that's right.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly right. The regret selling. I miss my 116 520. I have no regrets about about.
You said that a lot today.
Yes. No. Well,
Upgrading. Dude, that is so hard to come by. I'm so glad you have one. Though.
I am very glad to have one too.
I
And
mean-
whoever wherever you're out there, thank you very much for giving me the shot. But
Right.
the 116 520 only because I like this because of the contrast. We were
Yes.
talking about the Zenith, the black.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier.
Exactly. So yeah, we put them together. The black subdials, the rings around them, but and the contrast is really beautiful.
Yes.
But I really like we were talking about this, the 116 520 black dial. I just think it's an easier watch to wear as a daily proposition,
Right.
which for me is like we were talking about this. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of buying the watch.
Yes.
Again, no regrets because that got me this.
Yes.
So no regrets, but I do miss those ones. Regrets of not buying, on the other hand, a few years back, again before the hype kicked
Yeah.
in, and I didn't really know anything about watches, quite frankly. But one of our uncle, he had a Pepsi GMT, and I couldn't even tell you which reference.
Right.
And maybe about 6 or so years ago, I had a chance to buy one for box and papers. Not the greatest shape, but it was an all original. It was
Right.
there. I think it was a 116. What am I saying? 16720 or something. I can't remember which exact one. I had about 280, and one owner. It was in good shape. I'm not particularly big on patina.
Right.
It was used, but the colors are all still there.
Right.
And now, the prices have just gone ridiculous, and so
Yeah.
I can't bring myself to buy one. I do regret not picking that one up. Yourself?
Well, I haven't sold any of the watches yet.
There you go. Okay. All
Fresh
right.
in the game. So.
All right.
So still a
Yeah.
newbie, so
That's for mine. I talked
Yeah.
about it earlier.
Yeah.
I said I think one of the one watch I do not necessarily regret, but I do miss because I have a lack in vintage pieces in my collection now. Would be my 16750 matte. It was an unpolished piece.
Yeah, you were telling me about that one.
Yeah. The mere fact that it was quickset. It was quickset matte dial
Yeah.
plexiglass GMT. And
Very
that's something that I do miss a lot. And something I don't regret buying on the like when I could, when
Yeah.
the time you could. I think we discussed it earlier as well. Was the like the blue 5711 Nautilus.
Yes.
It was just all over the place, And it was so damn. Well, I wouldn't say it was inexpensive. Again, it was
Sure.
It was.
It's just
SRP.
doubly expensive
It was
now.
SRP.
It's just doubly
Yep.
expensive now.
Not like what it is now.
It's not SRP now. It's
Well,
it was that SRP price and discount. I mean, from the SRP there was an extra discount.
Yeah, yeah,
And
right, from
I'm
the
like,
80.
I push it back. It's not discontinued. There you go. So those are one of the things.
Let me think. Any other questions? Or?
Here's an easy one.
Okay.
Watches. For keeping or for wearing?
Okay. Wearing. That's an easy one.
Well, it depends how much of a collector you'd be.
Good point. Okay.
If you are an ultimate collector and thinking about it, to preserve it, blah blah blah, and sell it, maybe keep it in a museum or whatever, you buy it, keep it NOS, you don't touch it. I think there were so many episodes, or not episodes, but there were like documentaries on the guy who just buy only NOS. The only way to buy it is buy NOS, or buy it new.
Sure.
Don't use it, put it there, and then save it. Of course, then what's the use of it then? But he's coming from a a standpoint that he's just a collector, and maybe in the future you could sell it for a ridiculous amount of money.
Okay.
And of course, there are those that I want to wear it. I want, I'll wear it because I want to wear it. I don't care about if it devalues or not.
Sure.
Hopefully it does increase in its value, but more or less, you're really not after if you're really going to wear it, because usually you buy it because you want to wear it. Not everyone's a collector person.
Well,
Right.
we touched on it a little bit earlier. There's no real need to wear not even a mechanical watch.
No, not
can,
even.
It can be a quartz watch. There's no
Right.
actual need to wear a quartz
Right.
watch anymore, because cell phones and all that stuff. But
Right.
the whole draw for a lot of us, I think, for the most part, is the emotional connection. We were talking earlier about the ones we regret, generally speaking, are the ones that had some kind of sentimental value,
Right.
or some kind of story behind it. We were
Right.
talking about earlier, the Patek, but
Right.
it's the Jetta design,
Yes.
right? And putting that together, because that's the thing that you're looking at. We were talking earlier about the Zenith. I'm really after just the black subdials.
Yeah, the black subdial. Before this came along, this would have been the white.
The only one, yeah,
because of the
that's
black
right.
subdials.
Correct, the only one.
The first in-house just had the silver subdials, which I just personally I didn't like it as much as
I
this
agree.
one, just because there was no contrast to it.
I agree.
But now that they put that ceramic, that black ceramic, it's
Even
like,
more
oh,
contrast.
It
Yeah,
looks
it pops out,
amazing.
And for me, and that's the reason why I'm not particular like for the stainless steel ones, the bezel ones. I really like the black dial, because
Right.
like you said, there's that
Yes.
contrast. I'm not a big fan of the ceramic with the black dial.
Right.
It's just too black.
Right.
There's not enough of that contrast that you're talking
Right.
about. And so
There's no pop to it.
yeah,
Right.
exactly. So things like that. So and that's why it'd be a shame to lock it up. And financially, it makes a lot more sense to buy them, put them away, and make a lot of money off of them. But
then
kind of
there's
defeats the purpose of having it. You know
Well,
what I mean?
people utilize it for different reasons, right?
That's
One
true.
would utilize it for collection.
Yeah.
One would utilize it just because
Sure.
you're wearing the watch.
Or
No
some
right or
people
wrong
have a
answer.
mix of both.
Right.
Some
Yeah.
wear, some keep.
No right or wrong answers. No right or wrong answers.
There are like some NOS pieces that like I can't take out of the box. There really are. I'd say there are at least two that it's really just there. She knows this, right?
I like to believe.
At least even
I
even
do.
hers, the one that
She knows it whether she likes it or not.
hers for one. Like she takes it out. Like the one of the NOS pieces that I have. No, I mean I'm saying we've taken it out. You've
Oh,
made it
okay.
out.
You've
right?
taken it out.
Now, there's like one NOS piece that. Okay, I know it's here. I closed it and I shut it away.
Sure.
It's just there. It's I don't know. Like I just can't. It's like when you have a new cell phone and you want to take care of it the minute you drop it.
Who cares? Yeah.
Whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, I get that.
You know that
Yep,
idea.
I get
So
that.
it's
I get that.
And then your head like I have other pieces to rotate them in, so I could just use those first for as long as I know I have that one.
I'll tell you a quick story. And in hindsight, it would have
Yeah.
really good on
There-
here. The only thing that ever stayed with me,
Yeah.
new old stock, actually wasn't the watch. It's actually a pair of sneakers.
Wow.
And so I picked up a pair of Jordan Concords.
Oh, cool.
And I
Right.
couldn't afford them as a kid, so I finally found
Yeah.
set, and I actually got it at just a tad over retail.
Right.
And at the time, they were selling it for about 18, 20 grand,
Right.
whatever it was. And I was like, I can't bring myself to wear it.
Right. Of course.
I couldn't do it. In hindsight, it would be awesome with this.
Right.
But I ended up selling it because it's like, if I'm not going to wear it,
Yeah.
it's
Well, there
useless
you
to
go.
me.
Yeah,
I would just
Kind
rather
of
sell it.
defeats
Right.
the purpose.
Exactly, right?
Let's say if budget was never an issue, if I had it my way.
Sure.
I'll be. This is how I'd really want it. I'd buy one new.
Okay.
Right. I'd buy one NOS.
Oh, yeah, and then one
I'll
to
keep it
use.
in one for use. There
Yeah.
are a few
Sure.
pieces that I do that with.
Sure.
I
I know people who do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Ferds? What? We know people who do that.
Yeah,
definitely.
I wonder
I
who.
do, and then, yeah.
I wonder who.
Right?
Yeah.
I said budget permitting, of
Yes.
course, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah, so I mean that's I think the perfect way to do it to hit both utility for wearing and one that you want to
Investment,
keep for
yeah.
you.
All right.
So yeah, I think that would be one of the better ways. Again, budget permitting.
All right.
All right. Well, I think that was good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. thanks for the great questions and
The great answers
the even better answers.
and the unintentional comedy.
There's a lot of comedy's the best. Comedy's the best.
Yeah. No, again, thanks for having us, guys.
Thank
this
you.
is really great.
It is very
Thanks,
impromptu.
thanks for thanks for coming.
We can have a second round of other things that we can talk about. Other
Definitely, we
topics.
definitely
guys are
always
always
back.
Right.
Well, we got to see Bianca's collection as well, and the watch that she's not allowed to touch.
Yeah,
Yes,
and actually he'll be the one who's gonna talk.
So your
about
hands
that,
will be
because,
coming up from the front of the table
Right.
to.
like, there's like
white
a
gloves and
ruler,
everything.
like put apart, hands in the pocket.
Exactly.
We'll bring white gloves. Don't worry. We'll bring white gloves.
So there you have it. That was Filipino Time's first panel discussion. Hope you enjoy and see you next time.
Bye, guys.